Defense. Rebound.
Welcome to Timeout with Coach Mike Miller. Coach Miller is the basketball coach with the most wins in LACC history, coaching his teams to a national record of 14 straight conference championships, breaking UCLA's old record of 13. Coach Miller is the first basketball coach in California basketball history to win a state championship at both the high school and college levels. Coach Miller has been honored as Coach of the Year 18 times and has produced almost 100 Division I players. For the next 2 hours, get ready for stats, facts, rants, and your opportunity to chat with one of the most successful basketball coaches in the entire country and his friends.
Timeout
With Coach Mike Miller.
Okay, welcome to the show. We are live, Chris. We are at Skidrow
adjacent
Studios, and we are not really on Skid Row, are we?
No, I think we're more in what's that called? The Jewelry District or Pershing Square adjacent.
Pershing Square adjacent?
Yeah.
This is definitely not Skid Row, though, even though it is Skid Row Studios.
Right. I think it used to be Skid Row back in the 80s, but I think they moved them a couple blocks down.
Yeah, I think so, too. Anyway, it's great to be here. Welcome. Welcome to Timeout with Coach Miller. We're excited. Tonight, we've got Mindy in the sound booth. Mindy, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Mindy. How are you tonight?
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Hi, Mindy.
Hi.
So we've got Mindy in the sound booth tonight. I
It's
think
my first time meeting her.
Yeah, I think it's my first time meeting Mindy, too. I think it's the first time we've had Mindy in the sound booth, Chris.
Yeah, she definite surprise when we seen her. So hello to you, and thank you for being here tonight with us.
You're welcome.
Mindy's not so sure she wants to be here tonight with us, Chris. I can tell.
I think she'd rather be with her boyfriend.
It's past my bedtime.
That too.
I work at 6 a.m.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, you're going to have fun tomorrow.
No.
Okay. Well, it's good to know that Mindy is excited and ready to do the show. Chris, thank you for joining me, my special guest co-host, Chris Maxwell. You're holding down the paint, as always.
Yeah, I had to miss last week. Sorry about that. But I definitely wanted to make sure I got back tonight because we are in the thick of playoff time.
Yes,
that's our favorite time of the year.
Yes, it is. And yes, we are. Both the CIF Southern section and the Los Angeles City section playoffs have started. Tonight was the first round for the LA City section. I actually happened to catch parts of almost all of 2 games and parts of 3 games tonight. I know you caught a CIF Southern section game tonight.
Right.
For the CIF Southern section, the open division, which is new, they had their first round tonight, but the other levels of CIF
are in their second round.
Tonight. Right. Good job, Chris. You're always on top of things.
I try to be.
So we've got a lot of scores and action to report and talk about, I know. I have to tell you, I guess I'm going to start with the CIF Open Division. I don't think it's a good idea. And I think that some of the teams that are in the CIF Open Division really got screwed, and especially the ones that got low seeds and had to go on the road. And these were teams that had great seasons, were powerhouse teams. And the CIF sold this bill of goods to people as, oh, this is going to be elite. Okay. Yeah, well, okay. Is it great to be elite and be the bottom of the elite? I don't think so. So what they've done is they've taken 16 teams, I guess they're saying the best of the best from all different levels, and the CIF Southern section has decided who those teams are. One example is that Long Beach Poly was not selected to be in the open division, but Compton High, who was the second team in that league, was.
Right. That didn't make any sense. I like the idea of the tournament only if it was going to be the 16 best schools. Like, I kind of agree. I don't like the lower seeded teams. I think kind of got screwed because the lower seeded teams not only in terms of enrollment or whatever that, they're lower teams. But then they had to go on the road and play in a hostile environment. I mean, yeah, they're good. And, but for a Cantwell Sacred Heart to have to go to Mater Day and play Mater Day at Mater Day, I just didn't like that. I agree with you. I think Long Beach Poly should have made it, especially since they were the champion of the Moore League. And
well, no, I'm not saying they should have made it, but what I'm saying is that there's something wrong with the system where a couple guys sit in an office somewhere and they hide behind their desk and they hide behind what they call is a committee, okay, which is what really happens.
Right.
And they say, oh, Long Beach Poly, you can't go. In Compton, you came in second, and you do. Now, I'm not saying Long Beach Poly should be in because I don't know. I'm not qualified to sit here and tell you which team should be in and which team shouldn't. But what I will say is there's something fundamentally wrong when a team that has demonstrated that they're the second-place team in a conference or a league over a 2-month season, Chris, over
right.
January and February, that they get picked ahead of a team that won the league. There's something just fundamentally wrong there.
Right.
Now,
I agree.
When I was coaching in junior college, we had a rule. It was a state-level rule, which was, I think, a really good rule. And I'm going to share with you what it is. And it went like this. By the way, let's give a special shout out to East LA College. They beat Mount Sac tonight.
Wow.
At East LA.
Didn't they just beat Pasadena a week or two ago?
They did. And tonight was the game to determine the conference championship team for the South Coast Conference, the North Division. And East LA, congratulations to the Huskies and Coach John Mosley, a former player of mine. They beat Mount Sac 79-63. Not exactly a close game, Chris.
Right.
And that was at East LA. Special recognition to Coach Mosley, Coach Brendan Holleran, to Coach Al Cohn, the athletic director, who's a great man, to power forward Zach Hinton, who played great tonight, rebounded and played really well, to outstanding combo guard Marcus Romaine. I want to give a special recognition to East LA College. And now let me say that and let me explain the rule. So East LA College wins, Chris, the league, the South Coast Conference North Division. Okay. Let's say Mount Sac is second and Pasadena is third.
Right.
They have a rule in the state playoff seeding committee that states that the teams have to be seeded in that order of finish. Now, East LA has to be seeded. Let's say they were the 5th seed. Okay, Mount Sac can come in behind them. They could be 6th all the way down to whatever. But if Mount Sac was 11th, Pasadena can't be ahead of Mount Sac. If they're 3rd, they have to be 12th or down to whatever.
Right.
That's a good rule because what it does, the purpose of the rule is to reward the team or teams based upon their body of work for the conference or league season. And if you the argument that you'll get from the CIF people will be, well, Compton was a better team than Long Beach Poly. I mean, that's what they'll say. But how can you say that when on the court in a league environment where every team plays every other team home and away, it's as even as you can get? It's a round robin, Chris.
Right.
How can you say that team is better when Long Beach Poly won the league and Compton came in second? That's the part that I don't agree with. And that's the part that's wrong.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either. I mean, like I said, I do like the tournament. It's just like little things like that could have been handled, I guess, a lot better. Between that and the fact that I didn't like that, you're playing on the home court. I don't like that either. for Redondo Union to have to come play Loyola at Loyola, for Cantwell to have to go all the way to Mater Dei and play Mater Dei at Mater Dei, for Cathedral to have to travel all the way out to Etowanda and play at Etowanda. I mean, if this is an open division and this is supposed to be the best division, I think they should have had it at neutral sites like the NCAA tournament.
No question. And the way you can handle that is pretty simple. And you and I talked about it off the air, is this. You get a junior college venue, and you have 2 games there. So you have, for example, you have Mater Dei and Cantwell, to use your example, okay? Maybe they want to have it in Orange County, so Mater Dei doesn't have to travel as far. I'm agreement with that, Chris,
Right.
but they shouldn't be playing on their home court
Not at all.
at this level. So let's just say they can go rent Orange Coast College or Santa Ana College, okay? Nice big facility. They have 2 games. They bring a team in. They bring okay, let's just pick who was the second and the 15th was Cathedral and Etowanda.
Right.
So you have Cathedral play Etowanda on that neutral court. Let's say at 6, okay, and then you follow with Mater Dei and Cantwell at 8. Okay, so
well, you could have had. I wouldn't even agree with that, because that's a long way to travel for Etowanda and Cathedral. But if Mater Dei is the number 1 seed and you're going to have a team there, if you're going to do the 2 teams, have the Redondo Union Compton game down there, or two games that are kind of close together, and have them play on that neutral site.
Right. No, we're not in disagreement, Chris, because here's my point. I just picked the Etowanda Cathedral game.
Right.
I didn't look at geography. Right. My point is, you pick 2 games, because if you have 16 teams in the open division, all you need is 4 sites.
Right.
And you have everyone on a neutral court. And that would be a lot more fair. Because, again, what I don't like to see is the Cantwells or the Cathedrals, who've had outstanding years, they go to this open division against their will. They don't have a choice.
Right.
They're pulled up into that. And now they're given a low seed. They're put on the road. They lose their first game. And the way we understand it, Chris, and the way CIF has explained it to me, is if you win the first game, you're given a state playoff berth automatically.
In your division.
If you lose, you go to a loser's bracket.
Right. The winner of that bracket gets an automatic berth
To the state tournament. Now, they can, from my knowledge of reading it, just because you lose 2 games doesn't necessarily mean you're out of the tournament. So I think like a team, like some of the smaller teams like Chaminade, who lost tonight, or Cathedral, or Cantwell Sacred Heart, if they go into the next, all of whom lost tonight,
right, and they're all going to the losers bracket,
right.
So say Cathedral loses again, they can still pull Cathedral into whatever division they're in for
it's 3A, I think
3A, 3AA, whichever one. They could still pull them into the state tournament,
right.
Even though they lost the 2 games,
right? No, I got that. I talked to Coach Middlebrooks tonight before his game. And I got that from him. And he's excited about going to the open division. But see, here's my point to you. I know how hard it is to work the whole year and build the program that he's built, or any of these coaches have built. Okay. I know how hard it is to build a winning team. And then you're thrown into this open division. Okay. And you have a good chance to lose 2 games.
right?
Especially like you said, if you're one of those smaller teams, Cathedral, Chaminade, Cantwell type teams, they have a good chance, Chris, to lose 2 games in a row.
Because they're probably going to have to play a St. John Bosco or a Compton in the next round.
To end their season on that note is extremely unfair, in my opinion.
And not only that, to lose 2 games and still go into the state like that.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. No question. Hey, before we go further, let's take this call. Caller, you're on the air.
Yes, hello.
Hello, caller. Who do we have here?
My name's Ray Baker.
Ray Baker, are you calling in to report a city section or CIF Southern Section playoff score tonight?
City League.
Okay.
LA City Section playoff score? Is that what you've got?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what you got for us?
Washington 56.
Washington High School 56. And
Yes.
what did University have?
University had 53.
University had 53.
Great win by the Generals.
Washington Generals pull a close one out at home.
Oh, no. Yes, at home.
That's exciting. You know, I have to tell you, you're obviously a Washington guy. They've
Yes,
got
I
a
am.
fine young player named Brandon Crawford at Washington High.
He's almost averaging, he's averaging a double-double, I believe.
Is that right?
And but he's had 3 triple-doubles this season.
Triple doubles. Tell me.
Wow.
Yeah, that beats Joseph Taylor.
Wow, Joseph
From a
Taylor.
long time ago. Joseph Taylor had the only triple-double we ever had, and then Brandon had 1. I got excited about that. And then when he posted the second one, you know, I was real exclamatory about that. But then he pulled off a third one a couple games ago.
Wow.
So,
Well, first of all, I want to tell you that Joseph Taylor played for me
yes.
at Los Angeles City College. He did go to Washington High School, and a fine young man. He's playing professionally overseas as we speak. He's in Greece, and he actually had almost a quadruple double for me his sophomore year against Compton College, big rivalry game.
Right.
He had 9 blocks,
Oh, my goodness.
9 assists, about 15 points, and about 20 rebounds. And it was almost a quadruple double. It was that close. But
Man,
going back to Brandon Crawford, fine player, good young player, developing. I think it's his first year playing basketball in high school, isn't it?
I believe so.
Well,
Certainly at the varsity level.
when you talk about his triple doubles he's had, what kind of triple doubles were they? Were they assists or blocks?
Block shots.
Wow, 10
He'll-
blocks.
A typical game for him will be 13 points, 11 or 12 rebounds, and 10 blocks, 9 or 10 blocks. He had 7 block shots tonight.
Is that
and 13
right?
rebounds. 13 points, 11 rebounds, 7 block shots tonight.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. Thank you for calling in with that playoff score. Washington Prep
Very
Generals 56 and University High School from the West Side 53. Steve Ackerman's a great coach at University High School. They have some good players over there, and it must have been a great game to see. Was it a packed house tonight?
Well, it's one of our better attended games. It's been difficult to fill any gymnasiums tonight. This season. Our league, the attendance was down overall. And, with all the schools, it was common among all the schools.
Is that right?
What do you attribute that to? What do you think is the reason that is?
Well, just, general idea that there's just too much going on in California.
Right.
I mean, it's 80-some degrees. You can be off to the beach or to a mall. There's just too many opportunities to do too many things for young people. Whereas back in the Midwest, you'd pack a gymnasium out. Why? Because there's, 6, 8, 12 inches of snow and no place else to go.
That's
it's
right.
the only show in town, so everybody shows up.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Now, let me ask you a question. Let me go back to a little bit more about the Washington Prep Generals. You guys have been having a pretty good year. I saw you play early in the year, and if you remember, it was a tournament over on the east side of town.
Right.
I don't remember the name of the tournament now, but it was the first weekend of the year.
Right.
You guys lost to Pioneer High School, I think.
Oh, my goodness.
And
Yeah, that
Pioneer High School is coached by a former player of mine, Greg Gilmore. By the way, Chris, let's give Greg a big shout out in the Pioneer
Coach
High School team.
Gilmore pulled out a good victory. We're going to talk about that later on tonight.
Coach
And
Gilmore,
you know what?
Coach Gilmore, and the Pioneer.
May I offer something on that one?
Okay, 1 second. 1 second. Coach
Go ahead.
Gilmore and the Pioneer team won their second round playoff game tonight down in
Wow.
Orange County.
63-47.
That's right, at Astencia High School. And I was at this game when I think they beat your team, Washington, early in the year.
Right.
And I was really surprised. And now, to juxtapose that with what's going on now, you beat Narbonne the last game of the regular season, right?
Yes.
And you bounced that into, and Narbonne, I saw Narbonne play tonight, and they were good. They blew out Crenshaw. I was at that game.
Oh.
They blew out. They were up 20 in the third quarter, and I had to leave to come here to get into studio and get on my show. And I'm going to tell you something. Narbonne is a good team, and in Washington, you guys beat them, and now you bounce that into Beaton University, who is a really good team.
They were solid.
So tell me what you want to say. You want to say something about Washington?
Well, I was going to say something pertaining to that Pioneer game. Of course, we felt we should have beaten them, but I thought they were very well coached, and I knew that they were going to go a long way. And a game like whenever Southern Section team beats a City League team, a lot of times it's not unusual for them to be inspired to continue to grow from that.
Right, no question.
So it doesn't surprise me to hear that they're doing so well.
Right, me neither.
They were a solid team.
Me neither, but I was surprised that they beat you, and I frankly was alarmed when I saw you guys early in the year because you didn't look very good.
Well, let me offer word on that. I'm not sure what all I'm supposed to say, but we had what we call a late start. We didn't even have our coach until late September, early October. And as you all know in basketball, that's almost a death sentence because you're supposed to know what your personnel is in the spring. You're supposed to know what your offense is going to be more or less.
Right.
You go through the spring, you work on things in the summer, then you have your fall. Well, on paper, Washington, had everything going against them, and I'm just proud of them as an organization and what that coach has been able to come in and accomplish.
Yeah, Coach Nolan Johnson, right?
Yes.
Let's give a special shout out and congrats and props to Coach Nolan Johnson, who won his first playoff game tonight over University High at home, 56-53. But he would not have won without Brandon Crawford.
Oh, my goodness, no.
Brandon had, what did he have tonight? 12 points?
12 points, I believe.
And how many rebounds and block
11
shots?
rebounds.
How many?
11.
11 rebounds and 7 blocks?
7 block shots.
That's a great night for Brandon Crawford. Now,
that's playing in foul trouble because he had to sit down early because he picked up 2 fouls early in the game, so he missed most of that second quarter, and then it had to end up finishing the game with 4 fouls.
Is that right?
He had to stay in there all the way through.
Well,
but he sat out a good portion of the second quarter.
What I want to say is that I see in Brandon Crawford, I see a Division I player, and I know that if he works at his game, that this guy Brandon Crawford, Chris, is going to be Joseph Taylor, who this caller talked about earlier, who played for me. He went and played at the University of Wyoming. He was a star there, and he's a pro now. He's been a pro for about 8 years, okay? So I'm telling you, this guy, Brandon Crawford, has what it takes. If he'll work hard and he's serious about basketball, he's going to go really far. He's got a lot of upside, Chris. You would like him. He's like a power forward like you.
Okay, then I definitely he'd be on my watch list then.
No question. Hey, listen, thank you for calling in. We appreciate that update.
You're very welcome.
Okay. Best of luck to you in the second round. Who do you play next before we let you go?
As far as I can tell, we're playing the number 2 seed team, and that would probably who was that seed?
The number 2 seed would be El Camino Real.
El Camino Real.
Okay, well, good luck with that, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Now, what I want to do, Mindy, is I want to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have another call. We have a caller already on the line, but we've got to go and pay some bills. So let's take a quick commercial break, Chris, and we'll be right back. This is Coach Miller from Time Out with Coach Miller. I'm here excited to tell you about Medicus Graphics Center located in Los Angeles, California. Medicus is the official printer and graphic designer of Time Out with Coach Miller. Medicus does a tremendous job for any printing need from big to small, whether you want to print a book or a 4-color poster or business cards. Go see my friends at Medicus Graphics Center in Los Angeles, California, located at 2030 Hyperion Avenue. Tell them Coach Miller sent you. Medicus will take care of you like they've taken care of me.
"16 made a dream with this basketball. Coach Miller on the court and we going hard. Pass the rock to the paint. I give him my all or be like Chris Paul. Shoot the 3-point, y'all. Look, it's Time Out with Coach Miller. 14 straight conference championships. We winners. It don't stop from the bottom to the ceiling. Cause all I know is win and we winning. Full focus, we got a topic to discuss. High school, prep school, small colleges, yup. Another special guest today, listen up. It might get a little hectic from the stuff we discuss.
Here for about 15 minutes. Okay, are we back? Are we live? We're back, Chris. We're live. We're on the air. Welcome back to Time Out with Coach Miller at Skidrow Studios. And Chris, how do people get our show on iTunes? Do you know?
Yeah, then go. Can you hear me?
I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you anymore.
Hello.
Now I hear
there
you.
we go. You can go to the iTunes App Store and download Time Out with Coach Miller. It's a free download. You don't have to pay for it. You can check out past shows as well as tonight's show.
Excellent, excellent. And you can also find us on YouTube. You go to the Skidrow Studios
page,
YouTube channel. So you go on YouTube, you type in Skidrow Studios, you find us, and then you find our show.
Right. Or you can go to skidrowstudios.com and go under sports and Time Out with Coach Miller, and you can find us that way also.
Good point. Our phone number, if you want to call in, is 1-800-893-9562. Our number again is 1-800-893-9562. And we have a call right now. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead. Caller, you're on the air.
I don't think she's here to patch him through.
You know, I think
we have to wait for.
I think our caller is going to have to wait here. We've got a technical problem because our sound person isn't in the booth right now. But caller, you just hang on. You're listening. Hang on. We'll get you on the air in a minute. So, Chris, let's get back to this open division of CIF. I know we kind of got off of that topic for a minute. Let's just talk. We were talking about those losers bracket games, which I think are going to be pretty brutal. So you've got one next Friday, Cathedral and Bishop Montgomery, and that'll be at Bishop Montgomery because Bishop Montgomery's a 10 seed, Cathedral's a 15. Like I was saying, Cathedral, pretty good team. They can go in there and lose that game. They end up the season 0-2.
Right.
And yeah, they could still go to the state tournament in Division III, and they might, and they probably should. But then they're going into that state tournament
on a two-game losing streak.
Two-game losing streak. Okay, another losers bracket game will be Compton and St. John Bosco. Wow. How about that for a losers bracket game? Okay.
I mean, that could be a Division I final, basically.
Right. Okay. How about another losers bracket game, Sierra Canyon and Sarah?
And that's going to be a hell of a game. I mean, this whole open division. I mean, it was a gauntlet. Like, I talked to Coach Adams, who from Loyola High School, who won the night against St. John Bosco. It was a great game. And there's no night off in this tournament. So
no.
Even in, like you said, the losers bracket. I mean, the team that comes out of there, could turn around and beat the winners bracket team.
Sure. Well, you got another losers bracket game. Will be the Cantwell Chaminade, right?
Right.
Okay, so that's going to be a tough one as well. Hey, do you have that interview you did with Coach Adams from Loyola? Do you have that handy?
I sure do.
Since you brought that up and you were at the game tonight and you saw Loyola and St. John Bosco, let's cue that up. No, don't go to it yet. I've got a call, and I want to take my caller first. He's been patiently waiting. Caller, you're on the air.
Hello?
Caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, this is Reverend Meduacor from Narbonne High School.
Reverend Meduacor, good to hear your voice. Reverend, you guys had a big win tonight. I was at your game.
I saw you, Coach. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, you guys had a huge win. Boy, that was impressive. Narbonne High School, Chris, at home, crushed Crenshaw High School.
Wow.
I had to leave. They were to come to the show tonight, get in studio. They were up 21 points when I left. What was the final score, Reverend?
The final score was 68-43.
That's 25.
Over Crenshaw.
That's 25, Reverend, over Crenshaw. Now, Reverend, you're not really a reverend, are you?
No, I'm not.
You're not a reverend. You're that's just your name.
Yeah, that's just my name.
Okay, I just want to make sure because some of our listeners don't always, know.
Right.
And
I thought he was a reverend when I first heard you say his name.
Yeah, see, my guest co-host, Chris Maxwell here, thought you were, I could tell when I kept saying reverend, he was looking at me like,
Wow.
I have a reverend calling the show, but I wanted him to hear it from you first. That's your name, but you're not a reverend though, right?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Is that something you might want to be one day, be a reverend?
Not really.
Okay. Did you have parents or grandparents that were reverends?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So they just liked the name.
Yeah, my dad just wanted to be different, so yeah, he just named me Reverend.
Okay.
Well, that is a unique name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the first reverend I've ever met, I believe. And you know what? You can play a little ball, Reverend. I mean, you hit that long three tonight in the first half that kind of, what I liked about what you did tonight was you didn't force any shots. You didn't force anything. You were patient with the ball. And that's really important. Are you always patient with the ball?
Yeah, I like the game to come to me instead of me going to the game.
Okay, well, I liked what I saw tonight. I liked your team, and good luck in the second round. Who do you guys play next, and then we'll let you go.
I don't know yet. It's a winner out of Fremont and Cleveland.
Oh, well, I know. Fremont won by 15.
Oh, they did?
They sure did. They sure did. So
And weren't they on the show last week?
Fremont was on our show last week. We've never had a team lose after being on our show. After a team comes on our show, whether they're a CIF team or a city section team, they've won the next game. It's too bad that you guys didn't come on our show tonight because that would mean that you're going to win on Wednesday. But you might win on Wednesday anyway, Reverend.
Just because you called in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will.
Okay, well, good luck to you, okay? Fremont's listening, so don't give them any bulletin board material.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Okay, good luck to you. Thank you, Reverend. Okay, Chris, we're back. Let's get into that interview that you did tonight with Coach Jamal Adams at Loyola High School.
Well, let me give a little backdrop. This was a really big game. This could have been a finals game in any division. St. John Bosco and Loyola, who are both ranked nationally. I think St. John Bosco fell out of the national ranking because they have like 8 or 9 losses already. But they have one of the best players in the state of California, their junior, Tyler Dorsey. And Loyola, they have a McDonald's All-American, Tony Welsh, 7-footer that's going to UCLA next year. And they had a point guard, Cartwright, who's going to Arizona next year, who actually got kicked off the team a couple weeks ago. So, it was kind of tough for Coach Adams losing his best player. And so, especially right before the playoffs started. So this turned out to be this was going to be a good game anyway, regardless. And so the first quarter, it was 11-11. It was kind of even. And Loyola went on a 26-5 run.
Wow.
In the second quarter.
In the second quarter?
To go up by 23 points or something like that at halftime.
Wow.
In the third quarter, St. John Bosco, they clawed their way back. They were still down by 15 with about 6-7 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. They cut it to 8 with 4 minutes to go, and they almost won the game. I mean, coming back from 23 points in the second quarter, they almost won the game. Tyler Dorsey hit a three-pointer with 12 seconds left to bring it to 1 point. Loyola's Tony Welsh came to the free throw line. He knocked down 2 big free throws with 8 seconds left to put Loyola back up by 3. And Tyler Dorsey missed a three-pointer at the end of the game to, it could have went.
Wow.
And so, it was a great game. So I got a chance to talk to Coach Adams after the game, after their big win. So here we go.
It's all good.
I'm standing here with Coach Jamal Adams from Loyola Cubs over there with their big opening round win in the open division of the first round of the CIF playoffs against St. John Bosco. Coach, tell me about the game.
Wow, I mean, we try to snatch a win from the jaws of defeat, I guess. I thought for 3 quarters we were pretty solid and borderline dominant. Executed the game plan phenomenally. What we wanted to do in terms of spread them out, get the ball around the basket, keep them in front of us, make them shoot over the top of our size in the paint with T, and take contested threes, and then shooting them. Van Jackson got going, and he was throwing them in for everywhere. Tyler, who's so damn strong, got to the rim, and Daniel started making plays defensively. And like I said earlier, coaching-wise, I didn't do a great job of getting my guys in great spots to handle their pressure, so we let them back in the basketball game. But, hey, our McDonald's All-American went 12 seconds to go. We said, we're going to throw the ball to you. They're going to foul you. You're going to make 2 free throws. Exactly what he did. Then Max Hazard, who's one of the best guards, I think in Southern California, made Tyler take a contested long 3 off 1 foot that didn't hit the rim, and T being so smart, grabs it and throws it down the floor, and time runs out. So it was a phenomenal win. We definitely felt like, the kind of the scuttlebutt was that, now that we don't have Parker, that we couldn't compete in the open. And we wanted to just prove that we're still a very, very good basketball team. We still got a lot of great pieces. And I can sound like a broken record, but I love this group of kids. They're so tough, resilient, coachable, all the things that you would want as a coach. It's a dream group, and so I'm very proud of them.
In the second quarter, you guys went on a 24-4 run to kind of blow the game open and go up by 20. Your guards played real good, hitting three-pointers. Tell me about that.
We really felt that if we get stops, that they would run to the rim, trying to take T away. So all week we talked about, in those positions, those were the threes we wanted to take, the ones that are like in transition where they don't know and scramble, guys can get their feet set and take them without a lot of people around them. So, we knocked down shots. And at halftime, I told them, let's not believe in that fool's gold. Now, in the second half, let's establish T and get him the ball and all that kind of stuff. And again, I thought we did that. We just turned the ball over in the fourth quarter. That was really how we let them back in the basketball game. And all the credit goes to them and Derek. They put a press on us, and all year in those situations, we've just thrown the ball to Parker and got out of his way. So we're still learning how to deal with those situations.
Did their press really? Did you feel it really bothered your guard, seeing as he's just now coming on because of what happened to your other point guard? Did you feel he handled the pressure?
Yeah, I thought Max was awesome. He just got tired down the stretch, and then and that's just going to happen. We got to find a way to get him a little more rest. But he was phenomenal. I thought when we got the ball in his hands, we were fine. We kept throwing it in the corners, and the truth of the matter is, they're 6'8", 6'8", 6'4", 6'5". They're long. They get you in the corner and trap you, you'll turn that thing over. So that's all it is, and all the credit to them, man. They made us play like that, but we had enough guts and resiliency to hold on at the very end.
How do you think your league prepared you for a game like tonight?
Great question. I think our league, saw someone Cal Preps said it was the #1 league in the country. I mean, night out, night in, it's a war. And I'll say that our league is really well coached. So, in our league, you have to make adjustments. One thing's working, then the other coach decided to take that away, and you got to get to the next option. And so I think our league helps us a lot because we have to play the second and third option in our league, and that really helps us quite a bit. So that's the plan, just to keep working. I mean, we got a week, got some nicks and knacks, get healthy, and then go down to Redondo. I mean, Reggie's one of my best friends. I've known him for a long time since we were little boys, and he's a hell of a coach. I know he's seen us a bunch of times, so again, he's going to take away some of the things that we want to do, and we got to be prepared to get to the second and third option.
Well, that's good that you guys won your first game, so now you're kind of guaranteed to stay berth. So, regardless of what goes on for the rest of the tournament, you have that. So does that change any way of your coaching style from here on out?
No, I mean, look, the guarantees is another 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks or something like that, and it's been one of our goals is to stay berth. I mean, I think this would be like our 5th in a row, and before this streak, I think this team had been to the state tournament like 2 or 3 times in 150 years. So I know they're very proud of that. They kept the streak alive, getting to the state tournament, but that's too far in advance. Like I just told them, we've won every tournament in theory we've been in this year, all 3 in December. We won our league. We just want to try and win this tournament. And I mean, this is the best tournament we've been in by far. The teams are loaded. We got to play the best basketball we played all year. So we're working our tails off to just one more game. I don't want to look any further ahead than Redondo, a great team, in their gym. I know it's going to be rocking. We have a lot of kids that go to Loyal from the South Bay. The volleyball, rivalry's big. Like, I expected to be 3,000 people in there, loud, noisy, and crazy.
Right. Well, Coach Adams, congratulations on a great win, and good luck to you guys next week.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Chris, that was a great interview. Great job with that. And congratulations to Coach Adams and Loyola High School for that big win tonight. Before we go any further, we've got another call. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, I'm trying to get in, Mike.
Hey, okay. Where are you? Are you downstairs?
Yeah, downstairs.
Okay, well, you hit me off the air instead of on the air, and we'll take care of you. But anyway, wait for a commercial break, and someone will come down and get you. Okay, all right. So we've got a guest downstairs trying to get in, and I guess we can maybe get him up here. And he's the assistant coach from Locke High School, who they had a tough one tonight, Chris. They lost. They lost to Eagle Rock, and it was a tough one. They lost by, I think, 21 tonight. Let me see if I got their score. First round of the city playoffs. Yeah, they lost. No, not by 21. 81-62. They lost by 19 at Eagle Rock High School. And Eagle Rock is a good team. They're, I think, maybe the second seed.
Is that in the Division II?
It's
of the city.
Division 2 or 3. I think
it's Division 2 of the city section.
Is that right? Yeah, it's one of those two. You could be right. Usually, I don't argue with you on that stuff because usually you're right.
You know what I just thought of when I was listening, and it didn't dawn on me when we were talking about it, about the open division, and it just dawned on me listening to the interview that I did with Coach Adams earlier. Not only for the teams that lost their first round games, but say you won your first round game, like Coach Adams did tonight for Loyola. Now, say Loyola goes to Redondo Union and loses next week. Now, they got 2 weeks off before they go to state.
Right.
So they don't play for 2 weeks, and then they go in the state cold.
Right.
Missing 2 games, and then going into the Division I state playoff.
Right. Now, let me explain this to you. What the CIF, because I asked them, well, I mean, this is unusual that you have a loser's bracket. Think about it, Chris.
Right.
In a high school playoff setting. There was a reason that many years ago the NCAA got rid of the third place game in the Final Four. Right. There's a reason for it. Because after you lose, do you want to keep playing?
Right.
Okay. So now they have this loser's bracket. Their justification and their reason for that is, well, we don't want our teams to have to sit for so long going into the state tournament. Now, okay, but like you said, if you lose the first 2 games, you're going to sit for 2 weeks.
No, if you win your first game and then lose your second game. So,
Well,
Coach
either
Adams,
way.
Loyola won tonight.
Right.
So if they go to Redondo Union and lose next week, they're essentially out of they're out of the open division, but they guaranteed themselves a state berth tonight. So they won't play for 2 weeks before the state playoffs start.
Right. You know, that's a great point, Chris. You're always thinking ahead. So the point is, if you lose the first 2 games or you win the first and lose the second, you're sitting for 2 weeks before the state tournament. That's not good
At all.
if you're trying to play your best and peak at the end of the season.
Right.
But again, what's happening now is so much of this is about money, and it's so sad to see. When you played for me, Chris, over 20 years ago, and we won a state title and we won a couple of CIF titles.
Right.
You know, there weren't all these divisions and there weren't all these teams in the playoffs. I saw a playoff game, I think it was Wednesday night at Bell Jeff High School. And congratulations to Bell Jeff. They really played well. Bell Jeff really, really played well the night that I saw him play. And that was Wednesday night. They played at home, Chris, and they blew out some poor team from God knows where they were from.
Did you say Ukaipa?
They were from somewhere far away.
Hemet, or not Hemet, but yeah, somewhere out there.
Yeah. And they blew out some poor team that I'm trying to find the name if I can. Maybe you can find it. You know, I'm not a computer guy, as you well know. Not in the least, but I'm trying to find them in here somewhere in my notes. And the problem is I don't know the name, but they were maybe Mojave. Maybe they were Mojave. Or maybe they were Mammoth. Maybe they were Mammoth. Could they have been Mammoth, Chris?
Might have been.
Is that a team, Mammoth?
Here, let
me see if Mammoth is a team. And if they have a schedule here.
Who'd you say that was, Bell Jeff?
Yeah, let me look here and see. Okay, so here you go. You've got, yep, it was Mammoth. So the final score was 81-34, Bell Jeff over Mammoth. Okay, now Mammoth is far from Burbank, California, where Bell Jeff is located. Mammoth is
the furthest team north in the southern section.
Now that I did not know. Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure they're one of the first, because the southern section goes all the way up into Central California, but goes up into Central California along the Nevada-California border.
Okay, well, look, here's the thing. Mammoth was not very good, Chris, as evidenced by their score with Bell Jeff.
Right.
Mammoth got beat 81-34, and that was with a running clock. Okay. Now, Mammoth had a losing record, but the gym was pretty full at Bell Jeff, and I'm sure the CIF enjoyed that ticket money that they collected for that meaningless game that really wasted Bell Jeff's time. And I'll be honest with you, Bell Jeff's got a nice team. I like Bell Jeff's team. I like their team a lot. Bell Jeff has a nice team, and I, again, want to give a special congratulations to their program and to Coach Julian, who is doing a great job. Coach Eddie Miller is his assistant. He's been there with him. Bell Jeff's got a really nice sophomore point guard. I really liked him. I don't remember his name right off the top of my head. I'm going to see if I can find it here in my notes. Where are you? Hold on. I can't find it. Roster. I think he was, let me find him here. I think he's Isaac Etter, number 11. Good player, point guard. And, yeah, it is. It's Isaac Etter, number 11. He's a very, very good point guard, a future Division I player. I really like him. And they've got a big guy like Malcolm Regisford, who's about 6'7", 6'8", who's going to be a future Division I player as well. Well, Beljev wasted their time playing this team, but the CIF collected that cash, Chris. So
Right.
I guess that was okay, and that's all that matters now, right? Collecting that cash.
I mean, it is. I mean, to have a team like that. I mean, we can't really talk because we had some bad teams in our division when I played for you. But I mean, back then it was only the first 3 teams of each league. Now
Correct.
it's like pretty much any team. You figure Loyola's league. I think every team from that league made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Jacquin, they used to play, my teammate, they used to play for us. I mean, their team had a losing record or almost a losing record, and they got in. So it's a lot of teams that got in
That's
fourth, fifth, and sixth place teams from a league, they ended up getting into the playoffs that normally wouldn't get in.
That's what I'm telling you. And so the reason why, what the change is when I coached in high school and when you played for me in high school, is that they took the top 3 teams from the league and they'd put them in the playoffs. And the playoff alignments were based by league. So all of these league teams were in this level of playoffs, whatever it may be. Okay. And so all the teams in the Pacific League were in, let's say at that time, Division 1A.
Yeah.
1A, let's say. Okay. Whereas all the teams from the Santa Fe League were, say, in 4A or 3A. Okay. Now what they do is they do it totally different. They have more levels, and then they also take them and put them by enrollment in geography to a certain degree.
Pasadena was a 2AA school.
Mm-hmm.
Mirror came in 3rd place in that league, tied for 3rd. They were a 4AA school.
Right. So that's based on enrollment.
Right.
So now here's the thing that's interesting. Because they've created all these new divisions and then they're basing it, they're not just taking the top 3 from each league. What the result is all of these teams that they got in here now that have losing records, and there's a lot of them that do. Okay, now, let's do this, Chris. Let's give out our phone number again. It's 1-800-893-9562. Let's take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we'll bring one of our guests in. We've got a couple guests tonight that are going to be coming on the air with us shortly. Let's take a break. Hey, it's Coach Miller. You're listening to my show, Time Out with Coach Miller. I want to talk to you today about my favorite car dealership located in beautiful Hollywood, California. It's called Gem Motors. Gem Motors is located at 5639 West Sunset Boulevard. If you want a high-end automobile that's at a great price, whether it's a BMW, a Mercedes, a Jaguar, or a Porsche, go to my friends at Gem Motors. They have a beautiful indoor dealership located at 5639 West Sunset Boulevard, right across from Home Depot. Go see my friends at Gem Motors. Tell them Coach Miller sent you and get a special discount. The phone number is area code 323-962-9696. 323-962-9696.
Look, it's time out with Coach Miller. 14 straight conference championships, we winners. It don't stop from the bottom to the ceiling, cause all I know is win and we winning. Full focus, we got a topic to discuss. High school, prep school, small colleges, yup. Another special guest today, listen up. It might get a little hectic from the stuff we discuss.
Hey, this is Coach Miller. I'm excited to tell you about my new instructional videos that are on DVDs produced and distributed by Scoreboard Media out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Scoreboard Media is a great outfit. They also publish books on recruiting and basketball. But what I want to tell you about is to make sure you get a chance to see my post-play DVDs. If you want to become a better post player, score more in the post, and be more effective for your team, why not check out my DVDs? These great instructional videos will really help improve your game. Scoreboard Media is the place to get them at.
Welcome to the 500 Club. We the best, my whole team tough. Close to 100 Division 1s I built up. dedication and hard work. Step up to the court, I'm like, who ready to lose first? 14 times champs every year earned. Feet to the court, let me get in my zone. Hands grip to the ball, let me get in control. Non-stop, can't quit, that's a winner's quote. I'ma just keep doing me, hear the crowd as they cheer. 18 out of 19, coach of the year. Time out with Coach Miller, listen clear. 2 times a week, listen to me on the ear. Over 30 wins, it was for 4 straight years. First to win state my high school and college career. Over 30 wins, it was for 4 straight years. First to win state my high school and college career.
We're back. We're live. We're on the air. Welcome back to Skidrow Studios and Time Out with Coach Miller. Chris, it's great to be here. We are not really on Skid Row, though.
No, we're in the jewelry district.
Yeah, we are. The rats here have bling.
Yeah,
as Scott would
that
say.
They do.
As Scott would say, the rats here have bling.
And they might jack you for yours, too.
That's right. You know, it's funny. We've got, we're talking about playoffs and how perverted the CIF Southern Section playoffs have become and how bloated. And I just think this open division thing is nonsense. And I think after this year, it's the first year they're doing it. I think what's going to happen, Chris, is the coaches are going to realize they've been sold fool's gold. I mean, when they find out they're going to have their team sitting for 2 weeks and some really good team like Cathedral or Cantwell or Chaminade goes in, maybe gets wild card, they have to apply to get into the state tournament. They might get in their division, and then they go and lose because they've been sitting for 2 weeks.
Right.
I don't think they're going to be so happy then.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like I said earlier, I like the tournament. I just don't like every aspect of the tournament. I mean, I like it just for the fact that there's good games. But their selection process, I don't really care for. And then, like I said before we went on break, when I just thought about that if you win your first game but lose your second game, you're going to be sitting for a couple of weeks before the state playoff. I don't like that either.
I don't like it either. I don't like it at all. So, what I say is, but top to bottom is one of the best tournaments. I mean, if this was like a preseason tournament, this would be one of the best tournaments fields ever put together. But it's just too many what ifs. Well, I agree, and I think it's a bad deal, and I think people will find that out pretty soon. Anyway, I can't get any of my sound effects to work here, Mindy. I'm on my sound effects board, and nothing is working. I've hit about 4 of them already. Yeah, well, I don't know either, but anyway, I can't get any of them to work, so I'm gonna give up Chris on my sound effects, and I'm gonna jump back over here, and I'm happy and excited to have in studio with us tonight an old friend who's now coaching at Locke High School. I've got Derek with me here in the house. Blow Pop's guy, Derek, is with me in the house. Yes. Derek, welcome to Time Out with Coach Miller.
What's up, Coach?
Okay, you're working for Coach Lloyd Webster at Locke this year. Is this your first year with Lloyd?
Yeah, it's my first year with him.
Oh, wow. Coach Webster. So it was a rough year, 3-25.
Yeah, it was long and rough.
I like that, Chris. Long and rough. Long, I like that. See, Derek is going to give you the real Chris. Just like little Kevin said in the official rap song, the official theme song for Time Out with Coach Miller, little Kev says, keep it real, keeping it real. Derek's going to keep it real. It was long and rough, he said. It was long. 3-25 is long. Y'all played in the playoffs tonight, first round. You played Eagle Rock. I think they're the number 2 seed, aren't they, Derek?
Yeah, he's number 2 seed.
81-62 at Eagle Rock. You lost. What do you think? Tell us about the game.
We was up at the end of the first quarter by, I think, 5 points, and then second quarter it just turned bad. We just got out tough, out pumped.
Wow.
We ain't play hard enough. They wanted it more.
Wow.
They ain't that good neither, though. It's a tough loss when you know a team ain't that good.
Yeah, you're right. Well, what's funny, Chris, is Derek's a little bit like you because he was a real player when he played, just like you. Chris was a real player. Chris, won a state championship and 2 CIF championships playing with me. And he and Chris started every game for 2 years for me, held down the paint. Like when I'd go into the game and thinking about a starting lineup, once in a while we'd tweak it and it's different here and there, but I never had to think about who was going to take care of the boards and the paint and power forward. I'd have Chris Maxwell in that scorebook. And I'll tell you what, he was a real player. So was Derek here, Chris. So when you're a real player, Chris, I'm gonna let you speak to this, and you coached, and you lose to a team that really isn't that good. That really hurts.
That a team that you should beat, especially like how you said off air that they out toughed you guys. You can almost accept when they were just better than us, and you can live with that. But when they're not as good as you are and they just out tough you, it's just, that'll probably stick in your craw for a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a good night's sleep losing to them.
Yeah.
They'll probably be out the next round, though. King Drew will beat them.
Oh, King Drew's better than them?
Yeah, King Drew will beat them by at least 15 to 20.
Wow, I saw King Drew play this year. King Drew's not a world-beating team. They're not great. Right. They're just okay.
Yeah, they more athletic. Eagle Rock is just short.
Yeah.
And they got 2 guys over 6'3". We was bigger than them. They just wanted him more.
Right.
Yeah, well, I hear you. And that's tough. And I saw you guys play at Crenshaw this year. I saw your game. I think I only saw one game for Locke, and it was at Crenshaw, and that was not pretty. It was an 86-62 loss that I saw back in early February. And today was 81-62 loss. Well, the one thing in common, you both scored 62 points in both games.
Yeah, we got to get some more.
It seems like you guys have put up some points. The defense needs to tighten up a little bit.
Yeah, we can't stop nobody. That comes from toughness.
Yeah.
We just let cats get what they want. No resistance. They come down the lane, we move.
Right.
Like we on a date or something.
Nobody taking the charge. Nobody taking the charge. Nobody, knocking somebody on their butt.
Nah, none of that. We just let you get the bucket.
Wow, that's not good. Well, let's try to accentuate the positive. You beat 3 teams this year. Let's figure out who they were, and let's talk about those 3 wins, Chris, and let's get Coach Derek to talk about those 3 wins. So I'm looking here. I'm scrolling through. Hey, you beat 69-49. You beat Torres High School in the HP Invitational. You beat, let me see here. You beat Jordan at Jordan, LA Jordan. You beat them boys down in Watts?
Yeah, both Watts teams had a long year, battered out for the Watts title.
Okay, so you beat Jordan, LA Jordan, 73-56. And then who was the other win? Help me out, Derek.
What was the last one? Oh, West Adams, the last game at the house, senior night.
Boy, I saw West Adams play, Chris. They're bad.
Wow.
Yeah, they off. They got a nice point guard, though. He a D1 point guard if he going to get in the right system.
Yeah, boy, West Adams is bad. And y'all hammered them, huh?
Yeah, I think they won 2 wins or something. They had a forfeit win against us earlier in the year.
Is that right?
Yeah. When we got into that team fight with Crenshaw, we couldn't play West Adams the next game. We didn't have enough players.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Okay, I hear you. Well, you know what? Tell me the teams you played this year. Who were the top 3 teams you played this year?
Loyola was one.
And we just had the Loyola coach interview.
I was just at their game tonight.
On their air. We just I don't know, did you catch that interview when Chris was interviewing?
The end of it, yeah.
Okay,
that was 1. View Park was 2.
View Park always has a good team.
I think it was the 3rd toughest team. Talent-wise, probably that team we lost to in the Redondo tournament.
Who were they?
What was it? They ranked 2. They got the little point guards going to Long Beach State. They ain't Torrance. What's the name of that school?
Losing? Not losing.
Nah, it's what's the name of that school right there in Torrance? It's like going towards to
Bishop Montgomery.
Gotcha. Yeah, and they have a really good team.
Yeah, we lost to them too. That was the 3 toughest teams we played: Bishop, View Park, and Loyola.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
I
gotcha.
think Bishop, I'll probably take Bishop over both of them, though.
Would you really?
Lola got more size. Lola and V Parker be a good matchup to two big 7-footers.
Yeah. Well,
I would take Loyola over Bishop. I saw Bishop Montgomery play. I would take Loyola over Bishop Montgomery. Well, I don't know. Now, since the point guard isn't on the team anymore, it might be a little bit better game.
The point guard from Loyola?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He got kicked out of school a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. The one going to Arizona State? Arizona?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah, he got kicked out. There was something about academics.
Oh, yeah, Bishop, because the old boy from going to Long Beach State, he run a solid one. He ain't going to turn it over. Then Stevie Thompson's son, he's solid.
Yeah, he is good. Hey, let's do this. We have a call. Mindy, let's take this call. Caller, you're on the air.
Hello?
Caller, you're on the air.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Oh, hey, Coach. It's Dave Goosen calling in.
Coach Dave Goosen. Dave, Valley Academy. You guys played tonight.
Yes, sir.
How did that go? How did that go?
We won by 24 points. We won 78-54. But this game was a little bit closer than the score would indicate. We were only up by 5 at the end of the first quarter. I think we were up like 8 at halftime. We were up maybe 10 at the end of the third quarter. It was one of those games where every time, we'd go up about 12, then they'd cut it to 7. We'd go up 14, they'd cut it to 8. We went up 15 at one point in the third quarter, and then they actually cut it to 3. So it was one of those games we just could not seem to put them away till the very end, till maybe just a few minutes left to go in the game. We were able to finally push it up over 20, but it was a little bit of a struggle for us. Sonny Singh and Kyle Lord, were pretty much our top 2 players. Both were battling foul trouble. Sonny and Kyle both picked up their second fouls fairly early in the first quarter, and they could never really get going, get a rhythm. Kyle finished with, one of his season lows. He actually had 10 points, but that's really low for him. He's been averaging close to 20. Sonny had a really bad first half, battling the foul trouble. Second half, he played much better and finished with 14 points and 10 rebounds. But it was kind of our role players that picked up the slack and helped bring home.
The role players are the key to the whole deal. I've always believed that. But first of all, we'll give a shout out to Kyle and Sonny. We had them in studio last week. We had you guys in.
Yes.
Dave, we had your team in. And we had Coach Doc in with you. Coach Doc.
Coach Doc is hilarious.
He's hilarious. Did Coach Doc have a good time in studio with us last week?
He did. He had an awesome time. I think he had as much fun as anybody in there. And Doc is one of the funniest guys I've ever met in my 18 years now. I think I've been coaching high school basketball 18 years. I almost hate to say that out loud, but he's one of the funniest guys. And Doc is the kind of guy, just looking at him. He doesn't look the part, but he is actually a brilliant basketball mind. He really knows his stuff, his X's and O's, and just, he knows how to, break down the game. And, he knows his stuff, Doc.
Nice.
He doesn't look like it, but he knows his stuff.
Nice. I like to hear that. Now, let me ask you this before we let you go. So, again, special shout out to Kyle and Sonny. Congratulations to you, Dave, and your team for winning the first round of the city. My question for you is, how did Armando play tonight?
You know what? Armando was amazing tonight. He had 19 points, which is, that's a really good scoring game for Armando. But more importantly, he finished with 15 rebounds and 7 blocks.
That's your big guy, and we like Armando, and special shout out to him. Now, before we let you go, who do you play next week, and when and where?
So we play on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock at Onmo, South LA. They're the number 4 seed. We're the number 5 seed. We played them very early in the season. I think it was maybe our 4th or 5th game of the season in a tournament. We played them in the semifinals of the Northeast Valley tournament. And they beat us by 12, but I feel like we played one of our worst games of the year. And more importantly than us playing one of our worst games of the year, it was winter formal that night. It was the school's winter formal. So half of the team I felt didn't even really want to play that night. They were just I felt like they were looking at the clock, waiting for the game to end so they could get their their suits and ties on.
Wow.
And get with their girlfriends and head over to the winter formal. So
well, the thing is, Dave, I've got two real ballers in studio with me tonight. I've got Coach Derek and Chris Maxwell, and I have to tell you, they like girls as much as the next guy, but they like basketball more, especially when they were playing.
I like winning more.
Okay.
Yeah, winning more.
Yeah, winning more, exactly. It's not just playing, it's winning, okay? That's what we like, and that's what's important to us. That brings us together. So we're going to have to, shake the tree a little bit and get your guys thinking that way. Now, you guys play Annie Mo South LA Wednesday night. My team, we play Findlay Prep Wednesday night at Findlay Prep. So I would trade opponents with you if you'd like. I'll send you guys up to Vegas. You can play Findlay Prep with two McDonald's All-Americans. And
no, thank you.
And we'll go down and play Annie Mo South LA. And I would trade with you if you like, because so in other words, I'm trying to give you a little help here. Don't be intimidated by Annie Mo South LA. Just go and play.
Yeah, no, we won't. Because like I said, we played them the first time. They only beat us by 12 on a day where, honestly, we felt like we played terrible that day. So, I think the guys will not be intimidated because we have played them before. And I think even they realize, that we didn't play our best game and only lost by 12. So
right.
They're a very beatable team. They have one really, really good player that averages, I'd say he probably averages 25 a game. His name's William Brown. He's like a 6'3", 6'4" guard, kind of a lanky guard that kind of does it all. Mostly likes to get to the basket, but if you leave him open, he'll knock down threes. And they're big. Last time we played them, they really hit us. They hurt us on the offensive glass. So if we can slow down, William Brown, and if we can do a little bit better job of keeping them off the offensive boards, I think we have a real shot.
Congratulations on your win tonight. Work on your screen out drills Monday and Tuesday, especially on Monday.
For sure.
And
For sure.
And I want to tell you, I hope that you're able to bring Kyle and Sonny and Big Armando over and watch us play tomorrow. I think I text you that information, and hopefully you can bring them over and check out the Los Angeles College Prep team play tomorrow over at East LA College, because we have a little event going on over there, and it'll be nice. And then final point I'm going to make is, thank you, Coach Goosen, for your input, your valuable input that you've given so far, and I know more to come, on the LA City Classic, which my show is sponsoring. Time Out with Coach Miller. Coach Derek is sponsoring the first LA City Classic. It's not just a game, it's an event. And it's I text you and told you about that. And Coach Goosen's been instrumental in helping to select some of the players for that. And, he may be coaching one of the teams in that event, and it's going to be a great event. It's April 5th. It's at East LA College. We have brunch and an awards banquet, and my show is sponsoring all of this. And then we have the Valley team versus the South Bay, South LA area team. Then we have the East Side versus the West Side, okay? And then we have the top 24 underclassmen game. And I'll tell you what, that Kyle Lord has been nominated for that top 24. That's in the whole city, top 24 underclassmen. Let's see if he makes it. We'll see. But, he's been nominated for that. And so, Coach Goosen, thank you for all of your help in your advice about the game and getting the event off the ground.
Well, thank you for including me, and it's really is my pleasure. And I appreciate, everything, you do for all the guys and for me. And, we had a blast on your show last week, and, we'd love to come on, anytime. And, I know the kids really appreciate, being on, and they had a great time. And like I said, I just love being involved, and, I love helping out, and I love you, Coach, and, anything I can do to help out,
I appreciate that, my old friend, and I just want to tell you I'm here to help promote high school basketball. I love the city section. That's why my show is doing this event and these games for city section only. It's not for CIF. And second, I want to say that you guys were a class act in studio, and Chris, they won tonight. We have our record going. Every time we've had a team in studio, they've won their next game. Every time.
Yes, you told me that last week, and by the way, don't think that I didn't use that in my pregame as part of my pregame speech. So
nice.
That definitely helped out.
Thanks for calling, Coach. Congratulations.
All right, thanks, you guys.
Okay.
So we got D in here a week too late then.
Well, yeah.
A year too late.
A year too late.
I started to ask him for some of his players. We can swap.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it's good to have you in here. And it was your first year at Locke. I know it was a rough year. It was an awful year, 3-25. We highlighted the three highlight points there, right? The 3 wins.
Well, I think with you as their coach, I think they're going to find a little toughness by next year.
Oh, yeah. I got to recruit.
Yeah.
Recruiting is starting now.
Yeah, starting now. Go find some players.
Yeah, I got one cat that's kind of nice, trying to give him a check-in the 10th. He can go.
Oh, nice. Well, you know what? We're excited to have Lock on next year, maybe when they're, instead of 3-25, 25-3.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I appreciate you coming down to be on the show tonight, Derek. You know, it's great to see you in here. It's great to see you doing something positive. You have a lot to offer. I've always said that. And it's nice to see you. You know, you're a hood guy. I've always said that, and you're proud of that. You don't walk away and shy away from who you are and where you're from. And it's great when there's a hood guy coaching guys in the hood and trying to make a difference and trying to help them. And that's what you're doing. I appreciate that very much about you. And I'm glad that Coach Webster gave you an opportunity. And I know that, you know, as you progress as a coach and as you finish up your educational things that you need to finish. I've talked to you about this off the air in the last year or so, you know, what you need to work on. And as you get your education stuff finished up, you're going to be a head coach pretty soon before you know it. And you'll be ready, you know, so these rough times, they actually help you get ready.
Help in the long run.
Yeah, they do. So, you got any shout outs to give or anything tonight before we let you go?
Yeah, my girl Kim listening on the air, so shout out to my daughter.
Okay, your daughter's listening right now?
Yeah, young Skylar.
Young Skylar?
Yeah.
Hey, Skylar.
Skylar, are you listening to your daddy right now? Okay, well,
is she tough like her dad?
Yeah, she.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about her.
Nah.
Okay,
she probably get ejected or something.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. This show is on iTunes and YouTube. You'll be able to, tune it back in.
And play it for
You're on right now. You'll be able to do the YouTube thing with your daughter, and you can see yourself right there. And so we're nice little technology that we've got. Skidrow Studios has 29 shows. We're just one of 29, and we're proud that we're at Skidrow Studios and on the air here, Skidrow adjacent, Chris. Jewelry District adjacent. Yeah. Listen, let's go to break. When we come back, we've got a really, really cool guest and his son coming on the air. Brian Bowler, who's got a gym that he runs down in Carson, which is a really neat facility. And they call it the Carson, help me out here, Athletic Center, CAC. Carson Athletic Center, CAC. It's a really neat facility that Brian has implemented, put together, designed, and he's got basketball courts down there. He's got club teams and men's leagues and, events, different kinds of things. We're going to hear from him when we come back and talk a little bit about it. And, it's kind of a neat thing, and he's doing a lot for the community down in that area in the South Bay basketball community, and he's serving them very, very well. So let's go to commercial, and when we come back, we'll have Brian Bowler in here with his son, and we'll talk a little basketball. This is Coach Miller from Time Out with Coach Miller. I'm here excited to tell you about Medicus Graphics Center located in Los Angeles, California. Medicus is the official printer and graphic designer of Time Out with Coach Miller. Medicus does a tremendous job for any printing need from big to small, whether you want to print a book or a 4-color poster or business cards. Go see my friends at Medicus Graphics Center in Los Angeles, California, located at 2030 Hyperion Avenue. Tell them Coach Miller sent you. Medicus will take care of you like they've taken care of me.
State champs, high school and JC. He was the first coach to do it in California history. Coach Miller, he can beat any team. Got shooters on the court and dunkers dunk everything. He got to win, so the plan is defeat. Been coaching on the court before he turned 18. From 08, going down to 93, he was the conference champs, home of the LACC. Youngest coach to beat 500 teams, 43. Everybody can't do it like he. A coach is something he was destined to be. Now we got a radio show to discuss some things, talking informative conversations. Listen to the real. Tuesday and Friday at night from 10 to 12. A live show, tune in and listen well. Special guests and take audience calls as well.
Hey, it's Coach Miller. You're listening to my show, Time Out with Coach Miller. I want to talk to you today about my favorite car dealership located in beautiful Hollywood, California. It's called Gem Motors. Gem Motors is located at 5639 West Sunset Boulevard. If you want a high-end automobile that's at a great price, whether it's a BMW, a Mercedes, a Jaguar, or a Porsche, go to my friends at Gem Motors. They have a beautiful indoor dealership located at 5639 West Sunset Boulevard, right across from Home Depot. Go see my friends at Gem Motors. Tell them Coach Miller sent you and get a special discount. The phone number is area code 323-962-9696. 323-962-9696.
16 made a dream with this basketball. Coach Miller on the court and we going hard. Pass the rock to the paint. I give it my all or be like Chris Paul. Shoot the 3-point, y'all. Look, it's time out with Coach Miller. 14 straight conference championships. We winners. It don't stop from the bottom to the ceiling. Cause all I know is win and we winning. Full focus, we got a topic to discuss. High school, prep school, small colleges, yup. Another special guest today, listen up. It might get a little hectic from the stuff we discuss.
Hey, we're back. We're live. We're on the air. Thank you for manning the sound booth tonight, Mindy. We're excited that we've got you for the first time. Usually we've got Jeremy or Andy or someone, but...
Yep, I've been here 2 years.
And we've never had you on our show.
Yeah, I don't work this late because I'm usually in bed.
and Skidrow Studios has 29 shows. We're just one of 29. It's not like we know every sound engineer in the studio, do we? So
Yeah, well, there's only 2 of us, me and Jeremy.
Well, that's 3 right there.
Yeah, well, Jeremy's just the boss.
And then there's Andy. I've had him a bunch of times.
Yeah, he's Jenny's boyfriend. He filled in for her for a little bit.
Yeah, he did a great job too. But
yeah,
you're doing a fine job. Thank you for holding down the fort tonight for us in the sound booth.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're back. I've got Chris Maxwell with me, my favorite starting power forward.
How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing good, and we've got a lot to talk about still. And I've got a new guest in the studio. I've got right across from me on camera, I've got Brian Bowler, who is in charge of and owns the Carson Athletics Center. Welcome, Brian.
Well, thanks for having us.
We're excited that we've got you here, and we've got a bonus. We've got you, and we've got Dylan.
Yeah, take them everywhere with me.
That's nice. Dylan, say hi.
Hi.
Okay, Dylan. Now, Dylan, you're 11 years old. You're in 6th grade. You're going to go into junior high school soon.
Yep.
Okay, are you excited about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know where you're going to go next year?
Tesla.
Okay. Do they have a basketball team?
Yeah.
Okay. It's always fun to play for your school team.
Yep.
Now, you'll play some travel ball and you'll do some other stuff too, but it's always fun to play for your school team because, your friends go there.
Yeah.
And you get to play with your friends and, the girls that you like and know, they get to watch you play. The girls usually
Definitely girls.
Yeah.
Huh? He likes the girls.
He likes the girls. Yeah, I bet.
Already, huh?
I bet. But see, here's the thing, Dylan. When you're playing travel ball, the girls really don't go to those games.
Nope.
But they go to your school game, don't
yeah.
they? Yeah. See, yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
He knows.
He's ready. He's all about junior high school.
Okay, nice. I like it. Well, your dad's a cool guy, Dylan. He's a very accomplished man. He's got a lot going on in his life, and I know you're a big part of that. And he always tells me how good a player you are. I guess one day I'm going to find out. Right?
Yep.
One day I'm going to find out. I've had almost 100 Division I players. I've had more guys go Division I than any coach in the country. And one of those, or two of those guys that I sent into Division I and developed into Division I players, because they were not Division I players when I got them, But
I know who you're going to talk about.
But
Yep.
I don't know if I'm going to talk about them or not.
I'm not going to say it. Yeah.
I'm not going to say either. That's why I didn't say their names. But no, I'm going to talk about Jason Wright.
Well, you have to. Because
Jason Wright is a great guy. Let me tell you guys the story about Jason Wright. Chris may not know this. Chris played for me long before Jason Wright. I went and I saw a high school game. And when I typically go, I don't want to know who the name guys are. I don't want you to tell me. I don't want to know. I go in. I'm secure enough and I'm a good enough evaluator that I can evaluate myself. And I go in and I watch. And this kid's playing hard defense and he can't shoot, but he's trying to pass the ball. He's kind of stocky. He's pretty quick. And he's Jason Wright.
Yeah.
And he's playing at St. Anthony High School in Long Beach. And they're not, at that time, they weren't a real good team.
Right.
And I didn't go to see them. I went to see a different team. I went to see whoever they were playing.
Okay.
And I liked him. And I got his information, and I started recruiting him. I recruited him, and I signed him at Cal State San Bernardino. I was the recruiting coordinator. I was the assistant coach there for 1 year, which was a D2 school. And I recruited him, and we were the only school that offered him a scholarship. No other school offered him a scholarship. And I got him to go there, and I left as he was coming in. And so he played his freshman year, and I was gone. I was the head coach then, Dylan, at Los Angeles City College. And Jason played his freshman year, did okay. Didn't set the world on fire, averaged 4 or 5 points a game. He came off the bench. And he wanted to leave, or the coach wanted him to leave. I'm not sure exactly that part of it, but he left. That's the fact is, Brian, he left.
Okay.
He came to LA City College, and I redshirted him 1 year. That's the year, Chris, I really worked with him and developed him. And then he played the next year. So, Dylan, I had him for 2 years. 1 year he redshirted, which means he practiced but didn't play. And then he played the next year. So the next year he played, we were 33-2. And we had, he started for us at point guard. Are you a point guard, Dylan?
Yes.
Okay, Jason Wright was our starting point guard that year. Let me tell you where those 5 starters went to school. Derek Brown went to Providence College in the Big East, and he was our small forward. And his senior year in the NCAA tournament, he had 33 against Duke, and they beat Duke, and they went on to the Final 8. And they lost to Arizona in overtime with Mike Bibby and Miles Simon, and Arizona won the national championship. And Derek Brown was started for us. He had 33 against Duke. Jason Wright was the starting point guard. He went to the University of New Orleans, where he started for 2 years for a good friend of mine named Tick Price. Tick Price this week, Chris, got named the acting interim head coach at Lamar University.
Okay.
After they fired Bobby Knight's son, Pat Knight.
Right.
And Tick and I go way back. And Tick was the head coach at New Orleans. Jason started for 2 years. They went to the NIT his junior year. They went to the NCAA his senior year. They lost to Villanova his senior year in the NCAA tournament. Our starting two guard was Marquis Brown, who went to Oregon State, and he was the Pac-10 newcomer of the year. Our three-man was Derek Higgins, who went to Cal State Northridge and was one of the best players in their school history. He didn't want to leave home. He went to Locke High School. The coach that we just had in here, Derek Higgins, went to Locke High School. I recruited him out of Locke High School over 20 years ago. And Derek didn't want to leave home. He had better offers than Cal State Northridge.
Derek was playing with Jason?
No. Different Derek.
Oh, okay.
Different Derek.
What?
Yeah, different Derek. And Derek Higgins. And then our fifth starter was Sapeli Tuali, who I recruited out of Southgate High School. And he went to TCU, Texas Christian University, and he played for Billy Tubbs, who was a very, very famous coach. He'll probably be in the Hall of Fame. That was our starting five. And Jason Wright was the point guard. So when I say that I developed him, see, the facts, Dylan, show that. Because no one recruited him out of high school except for me. I believed him. I saw something in him that no one else saw. He went D2, averaged 4 points, 5 points a game, didn't do much, left, went to junior college with me. I redshirted him.
Yeah.
A year later, he started on a 33-2 team, and he went to a mid-major Division I in the Sun Belt, New Orleans. And guess who he played against? Derek Fisher was in that league.
Fisher? Wow.
Yeah, Derek Fisher was in that league. Another great point guard. So the idea here I'm sharing with you, Dylan, is that players can develop and get better. And you know Jason Wright.
Yeah.
He's known Jason since he was 7 years old.
That's right.
And Jason has turned into an amazing basketball player.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. And so you know that Jason is a special guy and really good at what he does. And Jason brought me another player named Michael Dorsey, who was friends with Jason. And Michael Dorsey was at Seattle University, which was at the time a Division III school, private Jesuit school up in Seattle. And Michael Dorsey was paying $20,000 to go there for the privilege of playing basketball.
Wow.
Because D3s don't have scholarships. Yeah. And he came and he played for us at LACC. I only had him 1 year. At the end of the year, he went from a D3 non-scholarship player to a D1 player. He had a full scholarship at Cal State Northridge. He went there. He led Northridge in rebounding and scoring. And I made a call to a friend of mine who was coaching in Japan. Michael Dorsey was part Japanese, part African-American. And I got on the phone to my Japanese coach friend of mine in Japan, and I said, hey, blah, 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 blah. I won't give you all the details. Anyway, next thing you know, he's over in Japan playing. He's still playing there today. He's a pro.
Wow.
And he's the Michael Jordan of Japan. There's tennis shoes. He's got his own tennis shoes. He's on billboards. Jason Wright, if it wasn't for Jason Wright, that kid would have never done that. And Jason brought him to me, and we developed him, and he's still playing. In fact, I heard from him yesterday. He's still playing. He's probably, how old is Jason now, Brian? He's got to be close to 40, right?
Yeah, I want to say like 38, 39.
Yeah, he's close to 40. That's how old I am, Chris.
He got Dylan a commercial part with Geico.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he was maybe 8 or 9 years old. They were looking for a young kid who could dribble, and we shot a YouTube video of him, sent it over to the people at Geico. We went out to Hollywood. He made some really good money.
Nice.
And the commercial he did didn't end up on TV, but it was an internet. It was an internet ad.
Hey, do you still have that money?
Yeah.
I need $2 to pay for parking when I go back downstairs.
Some of the money we can't even give him till he's 18.
Really?
It's in a bank account from the...
oh, that's good.
He's part of the Actors Guild. Believe it or not.
He has a SAG card. I'm trying to get my SAG card, and he already has it.
He's got a lot of stuff that grown people don't have.
Nice. Nice. So you've got some money in the bank, Dylan?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, your daddy has some money in the bank too, but not as much as he used to because he's had to open this Carson Athletic Center, and that cost him a lot of money.
Yeah.
Brian, tell us a little bit about the center, the history of it, what made you open it.
Well, I guess we'll start back when Dylan started playing basketball. I got into basketball late, maybe at 25 years old. Started my first men's league. He was already 3 or 4. Then I fell in love with the game after that. Just kept playing, and then as he started growing up, he was really into skateboarding first. We traveled California skateboarding for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, it was called Castle, California Amateur Skateboard League. So we were going that route. And then put him on a Buena Park youth little basketball thing, and then we did some NJB, and we met Jason Wright through NJB in Huntington Beach.
Okay.
Then I got him some personal training with Jason. I think back then was costing me $80 an hour.
Okay.
So I would drop him off with Jason, and then he just started playing. And one day I came into the gym, and Jason and his coaches, a guy KB and Coach Ryan and Coach Almeida, these are all the guys that I've been working with them. I walk into the gym one day. He's got 2 basketballs, goggles on, dribbling, playing catch.
Wow.
I can't even dribble with, my right hand. And I'm walking in on my son, it was about 6 months into training with Jason.
Uh-huh.
And then from there, he was hooked and we were hooked, and we couldn't find enough places to go play basketball at midnight or 6 in the morning. Everybody's locked up.
Right.
So, yeah, I made some money in construction, and I hooked up with Jason Wright, actually, as one of my partners. Fred Wooford is another one of my partners from Long Beach Gold. And I was kind of driving this in the beginning. I had blueprints, but I had no building. So I had to find a building that matched my blueprints, because I bought a floor from Eastern Michigan, their 1997 tournament floor, $50,000 cash, and that was coming on a big rig. So it was time to put something together.
Right.
Yeah.
So you had the floor coming, and you had no place to put the floor.
No place to put it.
Hey, and I got to put it out there for my wife. She's sticking by my side here. You kind of see early retirement money going out the door, and what are you doing? Construction's not, it's feast or famine with construction. So you get your money, you gotta hold on to it.
Right.
But no, so she's been a great support, getting that started, just saying, well, you can do it, always positive, and because it has its ups and downs.
Sure.
But now that we got a lot of youth kids in there, a lot of men's leagues, kids are starting to develop. I mean, we've had a club team for about 14 months now.
Yeah.
You watch these kids get blown out by 40, 50 points. Next year, they're a 9U, and they're winning championships.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Or going from having, a practice jersey.
Yeah.
And then, it took us almost over a year to get some real reversible jerseys.
Nice.
Because it's hard. It takes a long time to grow basketball.
Yeah, well, it sure does. It's a sport that is complicated in that offense involves a lot of people doing a lot of different skill things. Okay, and so philosophically, as a coach, one of the things I'm really big on is about 2/3 of your practice should be spent on offense and about 1/3 on defense. And many coaches split it 50-50, and I know some coaches that do more defense than offense. Defense is actually relatively simple. There's only about 6 things to defense, and a lot of it is desire, playing hard, intensity. But it's defense is relatively simple to teach, and even the team parts of defense don't take a long time to teach. But the team parts of offense do, because it involves a ball and it involves multiple people.
Yeah.
Okay. And unlike football, Dylan, or skateboarding, Dylan, skateboarding you do by yourself on a skateboard. You don't get on the skateboard with dad or your friend or a girlfriend. You get on there by yourself and you're skateboarding. Basketball, you don't play by yourself, ultimately, right? It's the ultimate team game. And, football players play usually defense or offense, right, Chris? They don't play both. And basketball players play both. And I know that, just my experience from doing this and and developing so many players. I know that offense is the most important skill to develop because it takes longer. That's the reason why.
Yeah.
So what Brian is saying is to see them change and how it took them a while is so true. And, you know, it's good that you've opened this center. So now, has it been 2 years, Brian, that you've had the Carson Athletic Center open?
It'll be 2 years come, I think April.
It'll be 2 years this April.
Or no, June. Yeah, I got the lease in April, but it took us about 3 months to do a build out.
Gotcha.
Because we had quite a bit of work to do.
Sure.
Yeah, my gym wasn't like yours, you know, already kind of dialed in. I was knocking down walls, and I had to put, you know, $15,000 worth of lights in there, and, you know, $20,000 in basketball equipment, and $1,000 and thousands in wall padding.
Yeah.
You know, and so it took some work.
Yeah, it does. And it looks good. You've done a good job there, and I know that you've got a lot of people in there using the facility.
Yeah, we're getting pretty busy. And
if someone wants to use the facility, how do they go about finding out if it's available and pricing, and how do they do that?
Well, we just launched a new website. It's carsonac.com. We have videos of all of our most of our club teams right now. 1 minute video showing the different age groups. We have a 1 minute video of our 4-on-4 men's league.
Okay.
We also sell apparel. We have sweatshirts, shorts, headphones. You know, trying to make some gear for kids that are smaller, because it's hard for them to find what they need.
Sure.
Well, we might have to invest a couple bucks in getting some of their gear, Coach.
Yeah, well, I want to ask Dylan. Dylan, is it good gear that Carson Athletic Center has?
I'm looking at the sweatshirt that he has on, and I like that. So
Hey, we have socks too.
Okay.
Nice.
You know, we're getting there.
Yeah, but now, Dylan, I don't see you wearing any of the gear. Your dad's wearing it. What's up with that? Do you wear the gear too or not?
Yeah, but to like practice.
Oh, to practice.
Well, he wants to come in here like Swaggy Pete. You know, he has to put his bow tie on. He can't wear the athletic gear when he's going out on the town. He's downtown L.A.
Yeah.
Hey, we probably have to go to a club or sushi after this.
Yeah, we're actually jewelry district adjacent, so you're dressed for the part.
And there's girls walking around all outside, so you might attract one because you are looking mighty sharp today.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if people want to rent a court or go on, I mean, you do rent courts, I'm assuming, right?
I do rent courts, but I'm trying to build the youth programs. We're trying to get more members than renters, but we do rent to a lot of great basketball youth organizations like Slam and Jam with Chris Washington.
Okay.
Jason Wright played for them when he was youth. I mean, they've been around forever.
Right.
Yeah,
I used to coach in Slam and Jam.
I used to play in Slam and Jam.
Okay, so everybody knows Slam.
Yeah.
We got Long Beach Gold.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been around. Coach Nell, I mean, Fred, those guys are doing a great job. And who else we have in there? We have Spider Basketball out of Manhattan Beach, another youth team.
So if a youth team wants to rent the facility, what do they do? Do they call or do they go online?
They can go online and they can click. There's a gallery photo. There's actual blueprint drawing that I drew up that shows, we have 6 hoops that they can use. We have shooting machines.
Okay.
We have a college-sized court.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different options. But, yeah, go online, carsonac.com, and then you can check it out.
Okay.
You could just go to the rentals.
Okay, nice. Good. Yeah. That sounds really cool. And then it sounds like what you're doing, though, is a lot more club stuff for the younger kids.
Yes.
And so how does that work? Tell us how that works, Brian. What is there a monthly dues? Is there do they join the organization, or how does that work?
Well, we have a registration fee for about $125. You get your uniform, get your socks. You know, we try to get all of our kids in the same gear.
Okay.
Now that we have that going, it's about $50 a month.
Okay.
Sometimes if you have a few kids, we'll help you out and give you a break.
Okay.
We do sponsor some kids that can't afford to play basketball, but if we talk to their parents and they work hard and they do good in school first of all, and they come to our gym and they're going to work hard, and not just on offense but on defense, and they're going to respect the coaches.
Right.
And, you know, even if they don't show respect, we're not going to give up on a kid. we're going to keep that kid and we're going to work them harder.
Right.
And I've seen some kids that have come in with, some bad attitudes that were on sponsorships. And, a few of our coaches have changed these kids, and they have great attitudes and they're playing excellent basketball.
Well, you know what? It's really a great thing what you're doing. So you're designing these club teams, and they can come in, and $50 a month, Chris, is really reasonable. That's not a lot. That's not a lot of money
at all.
So what do they, Brian? Is it like a year round then that
we don't? Our gym is a basketball gym.
Okay.
We don't. I tried doing some volleyball stuff in there, and
Dylan's shaking his head,
and
just like
badminton, and it's like, you know what? We're just a small enough facility. We just need basketball. What's up, Dylan?
Did you even put like soccer on one of the shirts?
Well, that was Jason Wright's idea, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
But
soccer does never ever belong inside in a basketball gym.
But let's call it futsal.
Okay, Chris. Number one rule: soccer is never allowed and does not belong inside
I'm
a basketball
diehard
gym.
soccer fan, and I don't like it indoors. So it does not belong inside.
No, it doesn't. So Brian, so they go year round. Like when they get on one of the youth club teams, they go year round, right?
That's right. And we have our dedicated kids. We have our cores that have been with us from the very beginning, and we appreciate them. And the teams have actually changed a lot. But there's those 4 or 5 kids that, that started at 8U. They've moved up to 9, and come in September, they're ready to move up to 10U. And, this goes out because the club teams that we have are powered by Home Court Edge Basketball, which is ran by one of my best friends right now, Jared Lloyd. He's just excellent trainer, mentor, takes care of the people that help out his organization. And I got to give all the credit to them for keeping this club thing going, because I can't coach. I'm not trying to coach, and but I do enjoy going on the weekends and watching these kids play. It's like watching my own son play. I can go to a youth game, and my son has nothing to do with it, but I enjoy it,
right?
Because it's just something that, however it happened, it got created. Because when I first started the gym, I wasn't interested in doing club team basketball.
Sure.
I actually wanted to stay away from it. So youth teams would come to my facility and rent. But then I got more to being in the community there. And it's like, hey, well, all these kids around here,
they need a place to play.
There's a kid,
and they need
his
an
house is in
organization.
the back of my lot.
Yeah.
He can literally, from his backyard, hop over the fence, walk a couple 100 feet down, and he's in my gym.
Yeah, and they need a place to play, and they need an organization.
An indoor place to play.
An indoor play. That's right, an indoor place to play. You know how hard it is to get gym space in Southern California?
It is really hard.
It's crazy hard.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know, because for a year and a half
Parks and Recs.
Well, Chris, for a year and a half with our prep school team, we were all over the place, borrowing, begging, renting gym space.
And I was waiting for you. I could have had you guys in there 2 years ago. All this time you're looking for places. I'm looking for people to come rent from me.
Looks like you guys might be there next year.
Well,
no, I don't think so.
We're good now. We have a home.
Okay.
Los Angeles College Prep Academy has a home now
with new basketball hoops installed, huh?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And we have a home, so yeah, we're good. And but what's good is Brian's heart for doing this for the community, and for doing it to help other kids like his son Dylan. And so, Brian, just one more thing about this, and I'm going to ask Dylan a question, is that when they're in this club program, like, what's a typical month? Do they play 1 or 2 games in a month, or do they have practices? Or, like, just tell the listeners what a typical month is for a 10 and under, let's say, in if they join up one of your club teams.
Well, we push the kids pretty hard. We have a Monday practice from 6 to 7:30. And then after that practice is over, we have a skills development that we encourage all kids to do, and that goes from 7:30 to 8:45.
Okay.
And then the kids get back on it. They can come back. I think Wednesday there's a Wednesday there's a training that it's ran by Fred from Long Beach Gold, and that's pretty inexpensive. It's, $10, $15 for about an hour and a half.
Okay.
And they can train on Wednesday nights, and they set up stations at each hoop. One hoop will have a shooting machine, and they have excellent coaches that help out, and the kids rotate from station to station.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's 2 practices a week plus 2 skill developments.
That's really nice. And then are there games too?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The games we try to play at least in 2 tournaments a month. So you're playing Saturday and Sunday twice a month.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's all included for $50 a month?
We do make you pay if there's a tournament. We have the parents split the cost for the tournament fee.
Okay.
Some
it's
games.
Not a lot, though.
No. But you might have 10 kids there one weekend. You might have 5 the next.
Right.
So I think if we were to charge more of 100, 125 a month, we would include those. But
right. No, it's fair what you're doing because, hey, if they're going to go play in a tournament and the tournament fee is, $300 and there's 10 kids, it's $30 a kid. And that's a great deal still. I mean, that's,
you're right. Yeah.
I mean, that's a great deal. I know what things cost. I've been doing this. I've been coaching full-time professionally for over 30 years. I know what things cost.
And it costs money when you get to the tournament. You go to some of these places, you have to pay for parking.
Sure.
Some of it can be up to $20.
Yeah, right.
And then they want to charge you $7-8 to get in to watch the game.
Right.
And that's Saturday and Sunday.
Right. But
so it costs.
It does.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this, Dylan. Does your dad like to come and see you play?
A lot, yeah. He goes like every single game I play.
I haven't missed a game.
Okay, God, that's really great, Dylan. Now, does your dad yell and scream during the games, or is he pretty quiet?
He's pretty quiet.
I've gotten better. I used to back,
Okay. Used to.
And then when I start looking around, but yeah.
Yeah. So now, Dylan, do you like it when he's just kind of quiet and watches you, or what do you like? Do you like it when he yells?
I think I like it when he's quiet.
Oh, you like it when he's quiet better? Okay, let me give you a little secret and a little hint on how to make him more quiet. Play really good.
Yeah.
If you play really good, then he's going to be really quiet.
And I don't care about scoring. I just care about effort and attitude. That's what I tell him.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Well, I'm going to share with you this. This is something that I had Jim Clemens on the air, who's a special friend of mine.
He's been over to the CAC.
Oh, yeah.
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 And I've had Jim on the show, and he's a special friend. He and I spent a year together with the Lakers. And Jim and I talk about this all the time. Effort, energy, attitude are skills. Just like passing, dribbling, and shooting.
I don't think you can play defense or rebound without them.
Yeah. Yeah. Effort, energy, attitude, or skills. So, okay. Listen, hang tight here, Chris. Let's get some of our scores in that we need to get in.
Okay, well, tonight, like we said, is the first round of the Open Division, so I'll give you every score from there.
Go ahead.
Matter Day in overtime beat Cantwell Sacred Heart 66-59. Mayfair over Chaminade 72-64. Riverside North 65. Sierra Canyon 56.
That was on the road. Riverside North won on the road.
Right.
Sierra Canyon was at home. Right. So the first 2, Mayfair and Matter Day won. They were at home. And see, I have this big thing, Brian, about this Open Division is really a crock of you-know-what and really unfair because the CIF is making these teams that are really good go play on the road when they should be playing on a neutral court. There's only 16 teams in the first year of the Open Division, and they've got these teams playing on the road. So North won on the road tonight, Chris.
Right. We have Corona Centennial down in Gardena Serra, 81-71.
Again, the home team winning.
The game that I attended, Loyola 70, St. John Bosco 67, and a nail biter.
And again, Loyola was the home team, right?
Right.
Okay.
Redondo Union, who was the home team, 65-56 over Compton High. Chino Hills 69, Bishop Montgomery 58.
And who was the home team there? Chino Hills.
Chino Hills was. And Etowanda edged out Cathedral 55-45.
So here's my point, Chris, and I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but let's be honest. 16 teams, 8 games, 7 of the 8 teams that won were the home team. Now, you tell me who's getting screwed here.
Right.
I mean, these teams, and so now I don't know how much, Brian, you following high school basketball yet. I know that Dylan is not, he's going to go into junior high, but But Dylan, I can promise you one thing: as you get closer to high school, both you and your father are going to be going to these games because you're going to want to see like what's out there and who can coach and who can't, and you're going to want to know that stuff. And you're going to have these games like Cantwell and Chaminade playing in the losers bracket next Friday night, and one of them is done and finishes the year 0-2, and these are powerhouse teams. Totally unfair. And is it really unfair to Cantwell, who's going to go on the road and play at Chaminade? I mean, Chris, I don't like this tournament.
Yeah, it's the first year, and there's some holes in it. Like I said, I like the tournament. I like the concept of the tournament, but it's just too many things that can go wrong. Like I said, like we talked about earlier, if you win your first one, lose your second one, you have to wait a couple weeks before you play again.
Right.
So it's just really weird.
It is. And now you're going to have Bishop Montgomery and Cathedral playing in the losers bracket at Bishop Montgomery. You're going to have Compton and St. John Bosco playing at Compton. And you're going to have Sarah and Sierra Canyon playing at Sierra Canyon. So it's going to be some brutal losers bracket games here is what I'm going to call them, Chris.
We want to give a shout out to again Coach Gilmore for the Pioneer Titans with their big win over Estancia 63-47.
Okay.
Shout out to Coach Tony Brooks at Pasadena High School. They had a big win tonight against Ontario 77-58. A shout out to our first guest, Tim Tucker. Tough loss tonight. Check this out, Coach. They played Harvard Westlake tonight. Maranatha did. The final score was 98-96 in overtime.
Wow.
Could you imagine that game? 98-96 in overtime?
Wow.
That was a tough game for Coach Tucker.
It's a shame that anyone has to lose that kind of game.
Wow.
I bet if they had Dylan playing at Maranatha, they would have won the game 100-98 instead of losing 98-96.
Yeah, Dylan's pretty clutch. He got fouled on a three-pointer in our men's league on Tuesday night.
Nice.
We were down by 3.
Nice.
He roped all 3 in.
Nice. I like it.
Tied up the game.
Nice. Dylan's playing, Chris, in the men's league over there, by the way.
Okay. Nice.
with grown-ups.
Nice.
So, okay, what else you got for me on scores?
Our old nemesis, Brentwood Academy. We've had some tough wars with them over the years when I played for you. Big win over St. Monica, 76-41 in the Division 4A bracket. I'm just going through different scores here. La Cañada with a big win over Lompoc, 87-51. Shout out to St. Francis. I saw them play a couple times. 69-45 over San Dimas.
Yeah.
Artesia with a tough loss tonight over against Gladstone, 50-41. It's just, it was a night of good basketball tonight.
Yeah.
It was, a lot of good games out there tonight. Like I posted on Facebook earlier, this is my favorite time of the year. CIF playoffs have started.
It's a great time. Well, listen, as we wrap up the show, I want to thank Brian and Dylan for coming in. And it's called the Carson Athletics Center. If you want to find out a little bit more about the program for the youth that Brian is running there, you go to www.carsonac.com. That's carsonac.com on the World Wide Web. And you can go on and you can look at what he's got going with the club teams for the youth. And I think it's a great opportunity for young people to improve their game and play basketball. If you want to see some good basketball coming up, CIF playoffs, Chris, like you said, in the city playoffs, there's more games.
The third round will be this coming Wednesday.
Third round on Wednesday.
So, if you're a basketball fan and there's a local team or maybe your alma mater might be playing, so go out and support these kids. There is some really good games. The second round of the Open Division is next week, Friday. There's going to be some good games in that.
Okay.
It's a great time of year.
Well, we appreciate everyone listening in, tuning in tonight, and you can catch our show on iTunes and YouTube. And we'll close out like we do every show with our special theme song.
Little Kevin.
By Little Kevin. Timeout from Coach Miller. Here we go.
16 made a dream with this basketball. Coach Miller on the court, and we going hard. Pass the rock to the paint. I give it my all or be like Chris Paul. Shoot the 3-point, y'all. Look, it's time out with Coach Miller. 14 straight conference championships. We winners. It don't stop from the bottom to the ceiling. Cause all I know is win and we win it.